was precipitating through the kidneys. And so it became evident to our team that we needed to look at what these vultures were feeding on. We were looking for something that was readily available. It was cheap. You could get it easily over the counter. It was ubiquitous, and it was something that caused kidney failure in birds. And diclofenac just stood out.
You, like me, may never have heard of the drug diclofenac, but if you kept cattle in South Asia, diclofenac would have been a very familiar name.
Diclofenac is a very effective painkiller, so the patent ran out in the early part of the 90s. It was very, very cheap. You could just buy it over the counter, as little as 10 cents a jar. And cattle in that part of the world, they're really run to the ground. They're plowing the fields, they're carrying these produce to market, and as soon as there's a limp, livestock farmers would continue to inject them with this drug, and they would see visible results. But you have to remember that this was not a cure. And eventually, when the animal dropped dead, its entire body was just stuffed with diclofenac residue. So when the vultures came, it was more like a kamikaze gourmet meal for them.
It was almost too cheap then, was it?
It was very, very cheap.
To check they were right, scientists injected a buffalo with diclofenac and then fed its liver to vultures that were in a confined area in order to demonstrate that this really was the cause.
We found a direct correlation between diclofenac and vulture mortality. And that's when we kind of had a eureka moment that this was it. We brought in the government officials from India, Nepal, and Pakistan, and we showed them our results, and we made it very clearly evident to them that if they don't do something, all the vultures in the Indian subcontinent would go extinct.
So Munir's team joined up with other conservationists to fight to save the vulture.
Credit our partners, the Bombay Natural History Society, the RSPB, other organizations in Nepal and Pakistan, managed to convince their governments to ban this drug for veterinary use.
There were such large stocks of diclofenac that it
Barakatuh Yahweh Shimmy Shah, Shimmer Kakudash, Shalom. And that's the second video I've done this morning. But listen to what you just heard. They pumping these animals in Asian and Western countries on the west side. They pumping them animals with dimetropine. Guess that's what he said. But just through the spirit, you see they killing them. They killing all the vultures that come down and eat them. America, Babylon the Great, has had an increase on vultures and buzzards for the past couple years. The Lord is moving those animals from one spot to the most desolate spot, the place where they will all dwell in the end, the place where they'll have many carcasses to eat on. Do not be fooled, these animals are not going extinct. The Lord is just changing their habitation. You gotta think like this. The Lord put it on geese to fly across from north to the south in the winter time and back from south to the north when it comes regular to the spring and the fall. They fly back north. How much more instinct would the Lord give a motherfucking animal, let alone a human, a fight or flight? And if you watch National Geographic, the Lord shows you multiple instances where animals will leave before they sit there and just die. So that goes back to say that the brothers at Great Millstone is teaching this truth and sincerity through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. They was the ones who brought it to my attention that the vultures were coming to America, and that was a few months ago, and it was just brought back to my remembrance by the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Mashiach Yahushua, the water, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, for revealing this to me. Brothers, sisters, we all into this together. And we about to see the fruits of the labor blossom. Now, I may not be a part of the elect, but if the elect hear this and wake up, not alone just wake up, but elect hear this and start and make a video.
To announce sanctions on Russia.
Ooh!
The Inspector General of the U.S. Capitol Police will testify to Congress today that new methods are needed to deal with threats at the Capitol. Some of that responsibility will fall to General Karen Gibson, the new Sergeant-at-Arms of the U.S. Senate. It's Thursday, April 15th. Actress Samira Wiley is 34 today.
Boy. The water, y'all, about Shimei Shah. Y'all heard that? They trying to put restrictions on Russia too? Ooh, it's on. It's on. The water, y'all, about Shimei Shah. It is on. Niggas is with the shits and they don't want to play with these men. These are real thoroughbred men. The Lord put the spirit of war on these men. They are now mighty men. They have went from weak nations to mighty men. Strong nations become weak. Weak nations become strong. We're in a transitional period. And the transition is beautiful. The Wadi Hal Bashim Yal Shah, Bashim Pakadash. I want to say Shalom to all those elders and apostles out here teaching the truth and sincerity. Double honors as well to the elders and apostles and the brothers out here moving and grooving like how they supposed to for Yahweh Bashim Yal Shah. Aquaf listening. Thank you for listening. It's just an update to get the fuck up out of here, y'all. The water. Shalom.